Welcome to our YouTube channel. I wanted to give you guys a demo on mastering the new Matrix Map Search Beta. All right, so Quick and Classic has been around for a little while, and we wanted to give you guys a new option. All right, here on this first screen that I'm sharing right now, I've got my contact info. If you've got a question later, you can shoot me an email. If you've got a question about a class, what class could I take to learn a specific skill? And I can shoot you in the right direction. And this QR code will also get you my contact info. All right, let's get started. I've added a slide here with the objectives for Matrix 1. We do go through Map Search Beta in Matrix 1, so I wanted you to be aware of what class you could take if you wanted to do a live class with me or one of the other instructors that does teach this Matrix program. And this QR code will take you to our education page so you can get registered for a live class. YouTube recordings are great because you can watch them in the middle of the night when you need help, but you can't ask questions. You can ask questions in the comments, of course, but you have to wait for a response. If it's a live class, then first of all, you get CE credit, right? But also you get my slides when I'm finished, and you get to ask me real-time questions and troubleshooting some of those special searches you guys sometimes need to do, all right? We're always here for you, so I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the live support slide that I have. Our member services folks are available for you guys Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 by chat or phone, and Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 3. So that's 7 days a week. We're here for you guys. All right. There's a little speech bubble. It'll be in the bottom right-hand corner of the members only portal. You can open that up and click member services or MLS department and get chatting with someone in just seconds who really works with HR. All right. I've also got the other phone numbers for member services here, the MLS department, har.com in the mobile apps, my department, professional development, the online chat hours, Matrix support hours, and our Showing Smart support hours. All right, we're going to start here in the members only portal. When you log into har.com as a Realtor Pro, no longer as a consumer, right? You guys get your own members portal. This is where you're going to access Matrix MLS. Down below, we've got verify your information, tutorial videos like this one, and this is where this one will live, and links to our Matrix trainings classes and some of those very necessary phone numbers as well. So we're going to access Matrix MLS. All right, starting here on my dashboard, when I open up Matrix, sometimes there's some pop-ups with announcements. I have said that I've read this so that we don't get any of those because this is a recording. Some of those might not be timely announcements. If you ever want to get back to those announcements though, they're here under news and alerts. All right. I'm gonna go to the modern, the classic dashboard, just in case some people might panic that my dashboard doesn't look like theirs. We've got two dashboards. This is the classic, and the other one is the modern. I'm gonna be doing a video on that real soon, okay? All right, so we've got our search ribbon right here. I want you to notice there's lots of different searches that you can do. All right, you can search for agents, offices by name. You can search for listings just with open houses. You can do a quick search, an all property search, which we're actually going to do in the beta mode, the map search beta as well. I'm going to do it all properties. You can search for global listings. You can search for listings that are listed under private per seller. Okay. Realtors are the only ones that can see these. The general consumer on har.com does not see the private per seller listings. Okay. So there might be a really great listing here, but that seller for one reason or another does not want to be showcased on the consumer website for anyone and everyone to see their address inside their home and everything like that. So you guys can check here for some of those listings. You can search for rentals. Each of these tabs is going to open up into a quick and a classic version, which we have tons of recordings on how to use those. And there's no plans for them to go away. Just because we have the new map search beta doesn't mean that the others are obsolete. If you know and are comfortable with the others, then we're going to keep them there. Okay. I just like to note that some of the newer features that might be coming, the technology is there to add them to map search beta. Okay. It might not be as easy to add them to quicker classic. It's a little bit it's a little bit older technology. So we're going to be working on augmenting map search so that you get some new cool tools. So maybe when you're not super busy, I know that doesn't always happen, but when you're not super busy, play around with Map Search Beta so that when one of those new tools comes out and you're really interested in it, you already are comfortable with the search. And then you get the new tool and you're super excited, right? All right, so I'm going to click Map Search Beta. Okay, if you're watching this later and we've taken away beta, and we were testing it for a little bit, making sure it was great for you guys. When you first come in, you're often going to get too many results to map. And that is very possible, right? I'm going to get rid of that little window. I know you can't map that many results, and that's okay. All right, first, the reason why I like this search tool, okay? There's a lot of reasons. We're going to see some of them live in action in a few minutes, but right off the bat, everything I need is on one screen. There's no criteria, map, and list screen, okay? Everything is on this screen, okay? So I've got my criteria down this left side. Once I have filled in all this criteria, and we're going to go through all of these different fields, once I've filled them in, I can collapse that down, okay, so that they're out of my way. I still know what they are, and if I need to go back and edit them, I can just open them back up. But this is using the width of my monitor. It is responsive to my device, and I have a giant monitor here. And when I'm in, say, quick, and there's a lot of open space over here, and it's just a waste, right? So I can go through the tabs, I can see the map, I can see the results, but I still have a lot of extra space, especially when I'm in the criteria mode, all right? So that's one of the reasons why I'm really excited about the Map Search Beta. Once again, too many results. Okay, so it's responsive to the size of your device. There's going to be a lot of cool new tools, some of which I can't even share just yet, coming to this search. So I suggest getting used to it, maybe using it when you're not busy, doing just a couple of searches. Maybe they're not to clients. Maybe you do a search to keep an eye on the rental activity for a certain area and it goes to you or to your personal email. Start with those types of searches so that you can get more comfortable with it, okay? So on the left side, we have our criteria. I like to leave it on all properties. I'm not gonna lie. I have a few scenarios where realtors have called me saying my client started out and after class, I did a auto email for them under single family. So they clicked the little down arrow or they did it in quick, right? They did it in a single family search. And, you know, their client was super excited about a single family home, but, you know, they're just not seeing the type of home that they wanted. So now they want to open it up to townhouse and condos. All right. You can't amend a single family search and add another property class. But if you do an all properties search and then go down here to property type, right now they're single family. So I'm going to leave it as single family and apply. But later, after I have saved this search and made it an auto email, I can come back here and add other property classes without having to redo my entire search, the auto email link, everything, okay? So you've got property types right here. I'm gonna click apply. All right, so we went from here to property types. I skipped status because those two kind of seem to go together to me, and I might move those around. You can do that. I'm gonna go to status. For my buyer client, I'm going to be probably searching coming soon, active, and pending continue to show, and click apply. All right. I still have 5,000 plus matches. We've got to narrow that down a little bit, but I want to show you the other reason why I love this search. I don't know how many times I've been in a class, maybe usually a CMA class, and we are doing a search all together, and suddenly I have no matches. And I don't know what I pushed to get every match that I had to disappear. On this search, I know everything across the top that is affecting my search. So there's no question. Usually it's EV charging station or a pool. And I was showing someone how to find that button and I forgot to unclick it, right? So now using this search, all of these signifiers will be across the top. So if I suddenly have none, I can delete my last one. Okay. All right. If I want to look For a date range, I can click the little calendar for coming soon dates, for active dates, and for pending continue to show dates. All right, scrolling down, MLS. All right, so it is April 2025 right now. Oh, sorry, May 2025. It's going by fast. And right now we have 3 MLSs to pick from right here. So in my searches right now, I'm going to pull up the list view. I see an SA in front of the MLS number. That's for San Antonio. We have data share agreements already in place. This is for Austin, AU. Okay, so right now I'm seeing all 3 MLSs for coming soon, active, pending, continue to show, single family homes in all 3. So I need to narrow that down a little bit, and that's one place that I can do so. If you inadvertently send your client a search with San Antonio and Austin listings, maybe you're like, why are you sending me San Antonio? Why are you sending me Austin? So you do need to clarify if that's not appropriate for their search. So right now we have these 3. We are working diligently right now to get Netris, which is the North Texas. And then we will have a 4th field right here. So that's the only thing that kind of dates this video. That may be happening after you've seen it. All right, so my screen moved just a little bit. It's still not populating the individual listings on the map, still too many. I can zoom way far in and I'll start to get some popping up. Still too many to populate. It's just saying in this area there's 154. So still need to clarify down a little bit, okay? We could not do an auto email with 5,000 matches. That's too much for a client anyway. Scrolling down, we can look for homes with a specific address. All right, so that might be useful. As you see on my screen right now, there's a little pop-up if you hover over this. This was active in the quick and the classic as well. Type the name of the item you wish to search in the provided field. Use a comma to separate individual parameters, such as the names of 2 items. This is where you can do the wildcard search. For instance, if your client says, I don't remember what neighborhood we were in. There was a lot of them in that area, but there was a house with a sign in the front yard, and we were on something Redbud. That was part of the street name. You can do a keyword search here for the street name. Oh, I'm sorry, down here for the street name. Move that. Cut. And all right. So you can search for homes by street number, and you can use keyword searches with this asterisk on either end to say, show me all listings with the word Redbud in the name. It has not changed my search yet. I actually have to, it's flashing the cursor. I have to click out of it. Okay, it's searching. See the little spinner? And now it's looking for every listing that has the word Redbud in the street name. I've got a few already. Look at this. Okay. And since I chose HAR, I'm only seeing the ones that are here. I know it did zoom out the map a little bit because it's all over our MLS. Look, we have one far up in here, okay? Close to Trinity. So the wildcard feature is basically telling the system, show me any listing with the word Redbud anywhere in the name, because I put the asterisk on either end. It's saying either before this or after this. If I put Redbud with an asterisk only before it, then it would be ending in the word Redbud. So South Redbud, show me those, okay? If I put it the asterisk afterwards and not before, then it's saying the address is going to start with Redbud, Redbud Place, Redbud Springs, okay? But if I leave it with both of them on there, then it's anywhere in the name. Show me that one. Okay, that also works for neighborhoods. If you're searching for a specific neighborhood, just make sure that you do choose the MLS, because there are similar neighborhoods in other MLSs. I know that whenever I do my CMA class, there is a Westbury neighborhood in San Antonio. And when you're running a CMA, that could really throw you if you were accidentally pulling a comp for San Antonio, okay? I'm gonna get rid of Redbud. So street number, street name, I might move those around here whenever we get to the gear, like those next to each other. Then we have city and location. It's going to open a window and here's all the cities. Okay. Then price range. Most likely you're going to have a price range from your client. This is actually a little different than the quick. You're not going to do a plus or anything like that. If your client says, I want to be about 500,000, you could put the 500 and it would be 500 and up. You don't even have to put the plus. As long as you don't put anything in the max field, it's assuming and up, okay? If you put a maximum, then it's going to, whenever I click out of this field, it's going to change that signifier up there, price list, and 500 to 600,000 now. Okay. Scrolling down, days on market, geo market area. Here's where we can clarify a little bit more significantly. Maybe we want to be in Atascocita. Click apply. All right, a little bit better. You can clarify down even more if you have a specific neighborhood in that geo market area that you want to look. And that's when you could use that wild card. Say it's Pinehurst. Click off of it. And those listings that were in the Pinehurst neighborhood are now the only one showing. I'm gonna get rid of that so we get our listings back. All right, I love that the map usually is pretty seamless. It zooms in and out based on your listings, okay? You've got a list of counties, zip code, year built. So if your client has had some older house problems and maybe they only want a house of a certain age and newer, then you could do at least 2000 and up. And then you get your year built 2000 plus. That didn't affect my listings that show too much, so I'm going to leave that there. Square footage. If your client gives you a square footage range, once again, just like the 2000, if it's, they say, you know, at least 2000 square feet, then I might put, you know, 2000 and go up. If they say, I don't want to clean a house that's too big, they say, don't go any bigger than 3000 square feet, then you could do the range. All right. Beds and baths numbers. You can do a minimum or just a maximum. Lot size, number of garage spaces, number of stories. Usually you'll probably leave that unless they have said, maybe they have small children and they do not want a second story house, they'd be too far, or stairs can be scary with toddlers. So then you would clarify to a 1-story only. Are they looking for new construction? Yes or no? Do they want a private pool? If you leave this blank, you're going to see both new and existing construction. Same with private pool. If you leave it blank and do not choose a yes or no, you will get those with and without a private pool. And then you can see what your client really likes and you can come back and change it later. Looks like I got no matches suddenly. Let's get rid of a few. All right, those were all. I put 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. So knowing the area, that really helps, right? And it looks like all of my matches are over 3,200 square feet. All right. School district. If you open this little school district field, it's going to show you all the school districts. If you don't want to filter through alphabetically, you can search. Okay. So this is, say, Humble. And click apply. Okay. See are these Humble. All right, we're still getting these same listings. So it looks like we have Humble ISD for these. Now, if you suddenly have no matches, that may be part of it. If you don't realize where the boundaries of a school district occur, then you may say, you know, Conroe ISD, and this is not, and you suddenly have no matches and you don't know why, because there's no listings in this geomarket area that also go to Conroe ISD. Okay. And I'll show you when we get into the map layers how to search for the school districts. Okay, you can search for a specific school. Then you have your area numbers. We'll see those on the maps as well when we get to it. You can search by middle school and high school. You can search for keywords in the property description. Here's where that wild card comes in handy. So, you know, short sale. Maybe you are interested in short sales. You put it in the property description. It's one of those things that also might, oops. It's one of those things that also might be in the realtor remarks. Paste it in both, okay? Because you want to, if it's one and not the other, you might not see it. I'm gonna get rid of it. We now have no matches. There's nothing in that area that matches the previous criteria and is also a short sale keyword in either the property description or realtor remarks. You can search for countertop type in the property description. All right, accessibility features. That's important to your client. Definitely talk to them about what accessibility features they might need so you can add that to your search. I added pets when I was doing a rental search, so that's why it was added to this one. So when you are doing a rentals one, you have that option. Interior features. If there's anything that's a must, definitely come here and check it. All right, scrolling all the way down so you can get a good look at them. All right. Parking description and garage carport description has a really good one in it, and that is EV charging station. If your client wants an EV charging station in their new home, then I would go here to check this. Click apply. And I have no matches now. So we have too many signifiers across the top. So it puts it right here this time. Okay, so I'm going to exit that one. So it's no longer affecting my search. So garage carport description has others. EV charging station is here as well. If they want an auto garage door opener, boat parking, circle driveway, golf cart garage, RV parking, vehicle lift, or workshop, whatever is important to them. Front door faces. If they are looking for a home that faces a certain direction, there could be lots of reasons. It could be cultural. It could be energy efficiency, or it could be for their garden. So if they want one that faces a certain direction, just check it. And in the bottom, I've added acreage. I'm not going to add it to this one because we're probably not going to get acreage in this area. We've got a save button right here, and we've got a customize search fields. I'm going to click customize. If there's something that I just don't see and I want to add, I know when I was setting up for my classes, I added acreage. It wasn't one that was automatically chosen. So here down the side, we have all of our selected fields. I can also move them around. Okay, so maybe I noticed I want a street number and street name to be next to each other. You just click the little dots and move it around. Okay. So these are the ones we have. If there's any that I don't want any longer, then I can exit it. Looking through this list, there may be something that you haven't really thought about, or you didn't need it for previous clients, but you do for this one. Scrolling through, you've got lots of options. Some of them are for rentals, pet deposit, see? Exemptions, fireplace descriptions, floor types, foundation types. All right, so scroll through those, get through to the end. All right, there we go. If you change anything, don't forget to push save. If you decide, the search wasn't going the way I wanted to, I just wanted to start over, you've got a clear search fields button right here without having to go through each individual X up here and clearing them out. You can just start fresh, okay? All right. One of the things I love about this one is once I'm done with that criteria, it's out of the way. It's not out of mind because there across the top is my criteria. So I can remember what I searched, right? So that one goes down. And if I want to just look at the map, this is customizable as well, or just the list view. Okay, I'm gonna leave the list view down a little bit, show you some features up here across the top. So we've got drawing options on the map. We can draw a radius, okay? We can drop a pin for a location and then draw a radius around that pin. So drop a pin would be right here. Put in the address and search it, and it'll drop a pin on the map, and then you can open up a radius around that. That would be really useful for a CMA report, going out that 2 miles, right? You can draw a rectangle. You can exclude that shape. So right now it's assuming that the shape I drew is the search area that I want, but it also might be an excluded area. Maybe my client was fine with this GeoMarket area, but they just didn't like the neighborhood right there. So I could exclude that shape. Okay. So now it zooms back out to see the other listings that were around it. I'm going to delete the shape. You could also draw a polygon or a freehand polygon. I'm going to draw that one. Freehand. Just make sure you close the shape, okay? Get rid of that one. So you got some options here. Not every neighborhood is a perfect square, so that's why we wanted to give you some other options. Next to it is your layers. Go away. There we go. So this is very similar to the quick view of the map. So right now, I can look at any of these. They're not grayed out. If you're zoomed and seeing the entire state, you can't really choose GeoMarket Elementary, right? It's just those words would be way too small to see. So some of them may not let you choose them. But right now, I'm at a good zooms level that I could see any of these. Show me the zip codes. Okay. I don't even have to click off of it because it's showing the zip code in the next screen. It's a little dark, but I can still see that's 77346. Okay, cool. That's what they said they wanted. I didn't search the zip code, but I just wanted to see an overlay of where it is. Right? What city are these in? We've got Atascocita. Show me the flood zones. I'm sorry, the counties next. So county, I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit, and then it'll show it in orange. Show me the flood zones. See just those listings. Now show me what elementary school these listings go to. All right, so this one is Maplebrook. This one is Eagle Springs, these two. This one over here is Atascocita Springs. All right, then we've got Lakeshore Elementary over here. Scrolling down, you can see months, historic districts, key map number, MLS area is asked for sometimes, and that was used before the GeoMarket area name, Atascocita. So this was area 1, and it's kind of small. It's a little red number 1. Okay. Over here we've got 12. So you can see it's putting a small little signifier on that map. If there's any, you can look at the school districts. Where are the boundaries for Humble ISD? All right. That's in green. Right now I've got another layer on at the same time, so that could be a little difficult to see. MLS area, I might decide to get rid of it so I can just see the school district. Okay. Public improvement districts. So these are going to be some very interesting shapes. They're more exterior to the greater Metroplex. This is Dayton. There's some up here in Shenandoah. These little yellow shapes are public improvement districts. There's also some south of town, Lakeshore Harbor, Victory Lakes, Park on Clear Creek, Santa Fe. So just so you know. All right. All right, I'm going to click recenter. I've lost where I am on the map and I just want to get back to those listings. And then it hops right back to where we were. So it's a cool little tool next to layers, recenter. Okay, you can jump to a location on the map. Maybe if your client wants to see where their job is on this map in relation to the homes that you're showing them, you could drop that pin on the map. Okay, you can clear shapes if you have any still, and you can set your map default. All right, you've got your tools to zoom in and out. You can make this expanded down at the bottom and shrink it. I'm going to click on a listing. If you click on the listing in the map, it's going to open a summary screen down to here to the side. Okay. And if you do want to see that one full screen, you would click view details. And it's going to open the normal MLS page. Okay. Collapse that down. You can also push control and click on a listing, and that checks it. Okay. And then over here, you've got some options. What do you want to do with that checked listing? You could narrow it, which means only show me, that's the one I want to send and save and everything. Just show me this one, or discard this one. Narrow means I'm only keeping the ones I have checked, and discard means get rid of this one. Okay. You can also clear selected checks. You can push control again and re-click it to get rid of that check as well. Okay. Moving this up so we can see our list. All right, looking at the list view, I'm going to scoot this up a little bit. Well, all the way, really. You're going to see everything, right? You've got some options here. You can check the listings and do the same thing. Select all, narrow selected, which means just keep these two, or discard, or clear selected. You've got them numbered. You can go to the MLS page, the tax records. If they have an open house on the books, there'll be a little door symbol like this one right here. And click that, and it'll open a date and time. You've got the documents uploaded for that listing, their status. This is sortable. So now it's put coming soon first and all the actives secondary. You can choose to sort by property type. Right now, I'm just looking at single family. You can sort the subdivisions so they're all grouped together. So it started alphabetical. So Bridges, and then Eagle, and then Walden. You can sort the price range. Okay, we're going from least to greatest now. Square footage, price per square footage, year built, beds, address, the normal things, bathroom number, days on market, cumulative days on market. I've added these fields right here: down payment resources, countertops, HOA, and exterior features. If you want to add some fields, you can go to the gear right here. Okay, just like the criteria, you've got the columns listed here that you already have. You can move them around, and just by dragging them, you can exit one if that's not one you need anymore. And you can scroll through all of these options for columns that you might not have. And sometimes, you know which one you're looking for and you can just start typing it in here. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And scrolling through here can give you some ideas. Oh, I didn't know that there was a directions column. Might get a little wordy, directions can, but it's an option. If you want to change anything, click save. I'm going to click cancel because I'm not changing anything today. All right. When I saved it, this became my choice of columns for anytime I do an all properties search. Okay. If I want to do a different type of search, I can change it here. Say, I think I'm going to change that to single family this time. And then it will repopulate these listings with the single family columns. You can sort them and you can change your sort orders. Right now I'm looking at the list view. I also have a thumbnail view and a gallery view option. Okay, back to list view. All right, scroll that down a little bit. And then we have our buttons across the top. We've got print and email a PDF. So maybe I want to send these first two listings to a client and I want to choose print and email a PDF. I'll choose which documents I want to print or make a PDF of. Got some other options. And once I've chosen maybe agent showing one, make a print PDF so I can send it to their email or print. Then you've got save. This search that I have made right here, maybe I want to run this search often. I can save that search with a new saved search. Okay, I can title it. This is my Atascocita search. See, looking at my criteria, let's do 500 to 600 in my name. Single family. Coming soon, active. Got the criteria loads right here. If I want to add it to a contact, so it's for, Susie Q, I would put her name here. If it's just a saved search for me and I don't want it to be tied to a specific client, then I don't have to. I'm gonna click save. All right, it's gonna flash. Here we go. Let's move that back down. Now it's telling me that this is a saved search that I'm seeing, and it gives me the name. Under save, I can also do a speed bar shortcut. I can update this saved search. I can, once I have seen it a few times and I'm getting interested in the listings that are coming, and I think I have a specific client for it, I can add this saved search to an auto email. So we would click the contact's name. If they're not in my matrix contacts, I could create a new one. First name, last name, and email address. Put in a subject line. Then you've got a welcome message. You can click in here and type it and change it. There's the welcome message is just the first time they get the welcome email. Every other time they get this recurring message. So there's two tabs right here to look at. You can change the entire auto email to Spanish. Under options, you can BCC yourself a copy of the email. Show your agent contact info in reverse prospecting results. So these listing agents for these properties here will have you, the listing agent, under reverse prospecting, and they can send you an email and say, I see you have a client that matches with my listing. We are having an open house this weekend. Or I see you have a client that matches with my listing. We are reducing the price. Bring your client on back. Or we did some work on the house based on feedback. Bring your client on back. Sometimes you're going to get those reverse prospecting emails. The one thing I want you to know is they never see your client's name or info. Okay, it's only the realtor info. I can make a favorited search from this field. We've already made one for this one. I can enable concierge mode. Okay, concierge mode is for a very difficult search. So maybe your client wants only listings with a curved staircase on the left. There's not really a good way to search for that. If you enable concierge mode, then you're telling the system, show me everything in their preferred area, price range, bed and bath number. Send them to me first. I'm going to then look at every single listing, visually find that thing that they must have that was too difficult for me to search for, and I will then forward on individual listings. It takes out the automaticity of an auto email. So if you don't need to do it, don't do it, because an auto email will send them listings based on, we're going to schedule frequency next, whenever something matches their search criteria. And if you choose concierge mode, it's dependent on you checking that concierge email once a day to approve those individual listings and send them to your client. There's no more automaticity. Okay, it's whenever you have time. So I don't recommend using it if you don't need to. It's there because someone has needed it and we've added it. But we just want you to be aware that it does take away the automaticity of an auto email, which is the point. Under schedule, this is how often your client is going to get emails. Every time there is a matching listing based on their search criteria, they will get an email daily, ASAP, weekly, monthly, or customize it. Daily, you can do a morning and an afternoon. Okay. ASAP, it would probably be fine. There's not a lot in this area that's for sale. So something that comes up might get snatched up really fast if you choose daily in the evening. Okay. So if it came up at 9 o'clock and the morning one went out at 8:30, it goes active at 9 o'clock and it's already under contract by the evening. You might never see it. Your client may never even get it in their portal. Okay. So choose ASAP. Then you get one last chance to check on the criteria. If something here is not correct, then I'm going to cancel, go back to my criteria sidebar and change that, and then open up my auto email form one more time. Okay, so that was under, we've got save, and then we were under send. Now, if you don't want to do an auto email, you just want to send your client these two listings, and you don't want to email PDF forms and stuff like that, you could just email these links to these two listings, and it's a one and done email. There's no automaticity. It's just, hey, what do you think of these two Eagle Springs houses? And last on this top bar, we have our actions. Let me check some listings first, so that will light up. Just like in the Quick and the Classic, our actions toolbar lights up when we actually check some listings. Okay, so you can do a CMA, you can get directions, you can open the statistics tools, you can export them, add them to a cart. A cart, I liken it to, bookmarking it, favoriting it for later. If you want to add, if you go in and search just general areas, and you could save individual houses to carts with specific clients' names. And then when you're done searching for the day, you send them everything in that cart in one fell swoop. And that's a tactic. If you don't want to do an auto email, you can just save listings to cart periodically and send them one at a time or all together. You've got options for doing CMAs, getting directions, text these listings to your client, open Showing Smart, and let's request some showings for these two listings. And then last on this screen, does not exist in the quick search, is switch back to Classic. It's going back to Quick. But if the map search beta was not working for you, or there was a tool that you were having trouble finding, if you choose to, you can switch back to Classic and you keep all of your search criteria that you entered. It just pivots right to that Classic quick search, and you don't lose any of the work you've already made. Okay. All right. If you check your criteria, want to change anything, you've got that down the side. Remember, this is the widescreen option, so we can customize what our view really does look like. We can customize to look at just the map. Okay. We can look at just our list view. We can customize the list view or thumbnail or gallery view. Guys can click on the map and open a summary. So you can look at the pictures and decide if you want to go into the full MLS page for that listing. All right. It's a new tool. That's going to take some getting used to, but there's going to be some really interesting tools that you guys are going to enjoy. So I do recommend giving it a shot, trying it when you're not super busy. Maybe start with some searches that are just for you. I do pretend searches all the time, pretend auto emails to fake clients, and just to get that practice under my belt. Okay, so use the map search beta. If you find that anything is not working, if you find that you need some help with it, you can of course contact me. I'll go back to my first screen, but then you also have Matrix support right here and the MLS department. All right, back to my contact info. That is the end of mastering the new map search beta. Come to my Matrix 1 or Matrix 2 classes. I go through the tool in both. If you've got a question and you don't have time to go to a class just yet and you're trying to get out a search or save a search or put in an auto email, you can shoot me a message, melinda.berkman@hair.com, and I'll help you out. All right, I hope this was helpful. Be on the lookout for more YouTube videos, okay? Thanks, bye.